OFWs at dependent, ilan ho ba ang mga request naman for repatriation mula dito sa 7 locations na naiulat nyo?
Uh, Meron tayong sa kabuuan na 15,966 repatriation requests na natanggap. However, I'd like to distinguish a repatriation request from somebody who is actually repatriation ready kasi meron pong iba sa mga nagre-request ay merong immigration record so cannot immediately be repatriated, in which case the legal group comes in to process. So with that category, merong around 3,800 na repatriation ready, in process ang kanilang repatriation documents. But the universe is 15,000. Another category is those who back out. There is somebody who will say, I'm interested, but sometimes the situation is dictated by the circumstance. The request is dictated by the circumstances, the interest. Halimbawa, you will look at Qatar, where there has been a recent pronouncement na back to school intention of the government to have face-to-face schooling once again. So that is seen as a positive sign, a sign of better things. So that has also, yung mga pronouncements na ganon, trigger yon, to use Sec Sharon's term, is a trigger for some to say, teka, wag muna. I'm sorry for the qualifications because I just like to explain why the universe of 15,966 has to be qualified.
Tama ba dito yung mga undocumented OFWs natin sa 12,000?
Yes,
If
actually.
yes, Mr. Chair, let me just ask directly, since you also raised this before when we had the briefing on the second week of March regarding issues on repatriation, na nagkakaproblema ho kayo sa issuance ng mga outpass, sa processing ng kung paano mas mapapabilis yung kanilang pagiging repatriation ready. Meron na ho bang update kung merong emergency measure kung paano mapapabilis at hindi tayo dun sa business as usual na fina-follow natin na process bago itong gera?
Definitely, we're working closely with our embassies kasi ang formal representation then needs the help of our ambassadors, notes verbal and such. But yes, definitely, nakakatulong yung action fund na binigay ninyo because we get to hire lawyers. Incidentally, hindi apektado sa budgeting yung lawyers kasi the legal retainership agreements are formalized and paid out at the beginning of the year. So bayad na yung mga lawyers natin for the rest of the year. Hindi yan apektado dun sa budget natin na abnormal utilization, I would say. So our lawyers are stepping up and our host country cooperation, yun yung binabanggit ni Pangulo na maayos, maganda ang relasyon natin with all the Gulf states, including the state of Israel, of course, the Levant states such as Jordan and Lebanon. And that facilitates the process. Yun po sinasabi ko kaninang one might not be repat ready, that pretty much applies to an undocumented person because an undocumented person will have, should I say, a flag record sa immigration ng host country. Yun, tinututukan po ng ating mga abogado at wala ho akong personal na kaalaman na mga nahirapan o na-block completely na makauwi dito sa crisis na to. Nakakauwi po. Saudi is a classic example. Well-processed ng ating Saudi government counterparts yung mga documentation.
Mr. Chair, hindi ba pwedeng ma-waive itong outpass requirement at mag-issue na tayo agad? Kasi nakakuha din kami ng reports na syempre hirap sila. They were required to report dun sa mga malapit na mga police stations, which in many cases sarado din sa panahon ho ng gera. At hindi nila maasikaso yung mga kailangan na requirements para mapabilis itong proseso na ito.
To a certain extent, meron pong mga flexibilities. By way of example, yung mga land crossings natin, may flexibility. Halimbawa, if one is crossing from out of Kuwait or Bahrain, the Al Khafji crossing in Kuwait and the King Fahd Causeway in Bahrain, meron pong flexibility in a sense na yung Saudi entry is waived as long as umalis yung tao, yung OFW natin within a 48-hour window. So meron na hong mga ganong klaseng flexibilities. Ibig sabihin, upon arrival, so halimbawa, kung may tumatawid na Pilipino sa King Fahd Causeway from Bahrain to KSA, hindi kailangan mag-apply sa bureaucracy ng KSA kasi you can appear at the border and say, can I cross? And then the Saudi side will say, oh sige, as long as you leave Saudi within the 48-hour period. So may mga ganong flexibilities po nasa sa ayos. Now, yung outpasses from the host country, let's say Bahrain, napakaayos po, napakaayos, Ambassador Galyaga, among many ambassadors in the Gulf, have been very facilitative and very coordinative sa host government to properly coordinate yung mga outpasses. As I mentioned, Madam Congresswoman, Mr. Chair, I assure you, I do not know of a particular case na pinahirapan sa outpass yung kababayan natin. By way of example, sorry po, I just have many examples. Galing akong Dubai. Doon sa meeting area, meron dong kababaihan na nag-chance lang siya. No, she's a domestic worker in UAE. Nag-chance lang siya to leave as fast as she can. And on that same day, wala siyang outpass. And on that same day, nakakuha siya ng outpass. And sa konversasyon namin, na-book na siya ng labat namin 2 days after that day. So ganun ka convenient, well, convenient or should I, hindi naman convenient, but should I say facilitated ang process.
Mr. Chair, pwede ba nating i-release itong particular report na pinapapunta pa sa police station na sa cases ay sarado, kaya ho nahihirapan sila
Sige
na
po.
makakuha ng mga requirements?
Sige po,
Let me-
having said that, of course, each case can be peculiar as in contrast to others. We need to know more details about this particular police station case. As I said, there can be a case na parang dito rin sa atin, kumbaga NBI clearance, may hit yung tao pag nag-secure ng clearance, in which case baka kailangan i-address ang isang pending criminal case, pending police investigation, or some other, should I say, immigration issue. Pwede po yun, Madam Chair, Madam Congresswoman, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mr. Chair.